YouTube, LJ Draco here. Yes, so, if you're watching this is the Monday after I did this review. So if you're wondering, it's the same day. Yay! I've decided to be stupid and record 5 reviews in one night. In preparation for the next 4 weeks. Don't you just love it when you get these random ideas to think ahead? No. Anyway, so as you guys, but back onto the Disney list of 3D movies. So I just also want to update people because people might get a bit confused a little bit with some things. I'm reviewing each 3D movie I own currently on my shelf as it is. So the way they're laid out is how I'm reviewing them. So you may have seen reviews for these before, that's fine. But those reviews were mostly about story as well as 3D. This is just purely about the 3D quality and what I think. So when I'm starting doing a bunch of other movies that aren't like the Disney titles, you may see a random Disney one appear. That's just from like new pickups that weren't in my collection during the time of doing the Disney section. So if you go, why wasn't that in your Disney versions of the reviews? Because I didn't have them at the time. Kind of like this was a new release, you know, because today is Tuesday the 11th, so this only came out yesterday, really. So that's why I did the review for this, because I watched it just before midnight. So you'll see stuff like that. So all new releases, you'll see what I mean. But continuing on the Disney train, because I've got quite a lot of Disney titles. Next up was Oz the Great and Powerful 3D. So not talking about actual story. I will give you my opinion on what I thought of the story, but there's no actual talking of the story. And then it's mostly 3D. So, let's go. By the way, I forgot to mention, letterbox, not full frame, but still looks good. I forgot to mention that last time in the other. I may add that snippet actually into the video. I may do that. Might save me some time. No. Anyway, yeah, Oz the Great and Powerful. It is no Wizard of Oz related movie can ever top the original Wizard of Oz movie. As I've said in many occasions, especially if you go check my channel, there was a special edition of a Wizard of Oz set that I picked up that I absolutely freaking love. There was no film with it, but it was based around the DVD collector's edition set, so I'll put the link to that channel in the description. Please check that out because you'll love the set as much as I do. Wizard of Oz is one of the only films in the world that will stand around for the next few hundred years. It's just a constant retelling of a beautiful story. So Oz the Great and Powerful is a great film, and it's also a reasonably good prequel, explaining the story of how the Wizard of Oz came to be. James Franco was a hit and miss actor. He does a lot of comedy mostly, but when he gets into his, well, I wouldn't say this is a serious role, but it's not as his usual comical self. There is comedy in it, but he is a good actor. I've seen him do some serious roles, and I love the guy. He's very talented, and he takes his job seriously at most times. But James Franco is a damn decent actor, and I'll give the man some credit. But Oz the Great and Powerful is a fantastic prequel, and they did it well. Great cast as well: Rachel Weisz, Mila Kunis, Zach Braff. I always forget her name, and I like the actress. Michelle Williams. And Tony Cox. You gotta love Tony Cox. But yeah, so this is a really good prequel, as I've said already. Keep saying that. I'm kind of starting to get sidetracked. It's really late, and I've had a headache all day. 3D wise, here we go. This is what we're getting into. Right, brace myself. After watching this film on DVD, which was the first time I ever watched it was on DVD, I loved the film. Then I started upgrading into Blu-rays, and I managed to pick up a cheap copy of this on Blu-ray, and I thought it was stunning. Beautiful. Then I managed to start collecting 3D films, and that's when I came across Oz the Great and Powerful. I have sold this before and I've re-picked it up. And sometimes, I don't know why, but there are some times where I buy a 3D film and the 3D is non-existent, and I sell it, I buy it again from somewhere else, and I re-watch it, and the 3D looks completely different. I don't know, I don't see how that works. But this is a film that has consistently great 3D. It's letterbox. It starts off the same way Wizard of Oz does, nice black and white beginning into colour, where the screen expands, which is really cool. But the 3D for this is exactly what Disney should do for every 3D title they release. It's 50-50 in-depth pop-out, great combination of the two. For example, when he's in the air balloon going into the land of Oz, nice, beautiful depth you could see for miles. This whole world. Pop out, little water fairy comes out of the screen, does the pop goes the weasel. It does the little tune and spits the water at the screen. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I love the way they do it. It's the 50-50 is perfect, which is what I keep saying Disney are. I don't see why 3D is different for nearly every film they release. They're one company. They should just do 3D the way they do for every film. Because there's no reason for it. There's no reason for them to look different. And the 3D, I tell you what now, the 3D adds so much to this story. So, for the ratings wise, 2D wise, story alone, it does get a 5 out of 5. And the 3D also a stunning 5 out of 5. Because the story was already perfect, the acting and the actors and actresses were already great. But the 3D gives you that feel of the magical world of Oz. And that is why it gets the 5 out of 5 for the 3D. Definitely one of your must-own 3D titles. Just purely for the fact that if you want to feel some nice Disney magic when they do it right, yeah, it's definitely up there in I'd say at least in their top 20, maybe top 30 3D films that are good. So Oz the Great and Powerful, definitely recommend it. Anyway, that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video and previous videos, don't forget to strike the like for future videos. If you're new to my channel, only see a couple of my videos, click that subscribe button down below. I'd surely appreciate it. Anyway, take care, you wonderful, wonderful people, and I shall see you next time.